Yo, what's going on, guys? Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the TackleTime podcast. I am your host. My name is Nate. Thank you again so much. If you're just finding us, please subscribe on whatever platform it is you're listening to, whether it be our podcast, YouTube channel, wherever it is. You're seeing us on Instagram, all that good stuff. Definitely appreciate that. Today, we have a really cool episode with an interesting guy named Noel. And Noel's one of those guys I think you can really tell has his heart in it. We're going to talk about a fishing brand that he started as far as a company that is for fishing gear, clothing and that kind of thing. But then also talk about, his experience being all over the world and fishing in so many different places, being born in Cuba, moving to Spain, coming to the U.S. here in the States, and settling in Florida finally. And that's where we find him. So we're talking about a little bit of different topic, trying to move into the saltwater territory. So kind of taking it from somebody who's in my perspective of never fished on the coast, never been in saltwater. What would somebody in my position need to know? And I'm sure there's plenty of people out there who are inland folks who would love to make it to the coast, but don't know the first thing about saltwater fishing. So we're going to cover at least a little bit of that kind of ground level, one-on-one type course. So be prepared for a few laughs. This is a good one. Noel's a pretty funny guy. But if you're listening to this, one important thing is if you're listening to this right as it comes out, we are doing a giveaway. This is going to release just before Christmas of 2020. So if you're listening to this, Noel was nice enough to hook us up with a bunch of great gear as a giveaway, and we'll be running that on our Instagram and Facebook page. So make sure to check that out. All you have to do is enter your information in to win. There's chances to get multiple entries, so you can get a better chance of winning and all that stuff. It's all going to be there. It's all going to be self-explanatory. So make sure you check out our page whenever you see this. We are running a great giveaway. There'll be 3 winners, first, second, and third. Prizes are great. So you'll see Noel actually wearing one of his shirts that he sells on his site, which are really awesome. I love the texture and the color. They're really nice. But anyway, we'll dive into all that here in the podcast. Before we do, have you been to tacklebuys.com? Well, here's a better question. Do you like spending more for gear? Like paying too much? You like paying full price or overpaid or all that? Or do you like saving a little bit of money? Or do you like saving a lot of money? If so, if you're the second kind of person there, if you like saving money on all of your tackle, whether that be terminal stuff, line, weights, rods and reels, hell, we just added kayaks on the site. So if you're looking for anything fishing related, you better check out tacklebuys.com. We compile thousands and thousands and thousands of sale listings from across the web for all kinds of gear from various companies all across the web to find you the best prices. So go on the site, check out who's got the best price. You can look up your favorite gear you already like, or you can find some new stuff that you haven't tried, but maybe been thinking about it, you're on the fence or whatever. So next time you're ready to buy gear, make sure you check out tacklebuys.com so you don't overspend. So we're going to jump into this episode. Thanks again for tuning in. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Tackle Time podcast. I have at least for me, a long anticipated guest, Noel, here with us. Noel represents his own, designs his own fishing gear, I should say fishing clothing called Dead Fish Hook. So I'm sure he and I have been talking for just a couple minutes, and I can tell we're going to have a great conversation. I think we'll be good friends for here on afterwards. So if you don't know him already, you better go check him out. But Noel, please say hello and introduce yourself.
Hi to everyone. It's nice to be here. Looking forward to it.
So how it sounds like you've been, just from us talking a few minutes here, it sounds like you've been all over the world fishing all kinds of different places. So how did it come to be, land where you are, which is in Florida? How did it come to be that that's where you settled, and how did you get into fishing?
Well, as a kid, I was actually born in Cuba. And by the age of 7, we moved to Spain because that's where we're from. My family's from. So I went from saltwater fishing to a different kind of fishing, language. I was a kid, but I went from fishing to the Spaniards tend to hunt a lot of pigs. and grapes for wine.
Oh, wow.
Imagine a 8-year-old kid in Spain going to a restaurant and they give you sangria.
Wow. How about that?
It is watered down. But my dad being a chef, he's like, hell no, But anyway, it was just an experience visiting and being in the water in both. So we got to Miami 78, 79, and of course, straight into the water, fishing, learning. Being in Miami, of course, you got salt water all around you.
Sure, absolutely.
I'm from an area that is called Coconut Grove, Miami. It's right in the water. And I used to ride my BMX bike 10 miles.
Wow.
To go fishing.
No kidding.
To go fishing. I would show up home with my handlebars full of needlefish. My mother will be like, we don't need that. But it's just one of those things. And of course, we have lakes, we have the swamps, which my heart, my soul is in the swamps.
Nice. Wow. Okay.
I'm 30 minutes away from the Everglades.
Oh, okay. Wow. That's so you mentioned you've done some gators and looked all over that. Is that correct? I mean, you've been.
Yeah, I actually so for about a few years I moved to Central Florida outside Gainesville. Small town on a lake, Cow Pen Lake. Great lake, a lot of good fishing. And of course, I'd never done gator hunting. And I was like, well, hell yeah, I'll go gator hunting, with a bunch of good old boys. Man, I never seen so much crazier stuff in my life.
I can imagine.
From bow hunting gators.
Wow, really?
Yeah, that was an experience. And of course, the whole trick with a piece of 2x4 and a piece of chicken.
Really?
Yeah. So they get a piece of 2x4, put a rope in the middle, a hole in the middle with a piece of chicken. The gator will swallow it, and once you pull back, the 2x4 cannot come out.
Oh wow!
If it's legal or not, I don't know. I just know that it was nuts. They have the licenses, and a 10-foot gator is a big gator.
Yeah, no kidding.
A 5-foot gator is still a gator.
Still a big gator, regardless. I don't want to mess with
it. It tastes really good, by the way. It tastes like chicken. Actually, I think it tastes better than chicken. And then in Miami, you cook it a million different ways.
Oh wow!
Yeah, you don't just fry stuff here.
No,
you actually you can go from cooking it French style to Mexican style on a burrito.
There's all kinds of great flavors down there.
Oh my God, yes.
Sure,
so gator hunting was actually a major, awesome experience. I to this day is still one of my best fishings.
Wow. No, that's the 2x4 story. I don't know. That's something I don't know, man. That's a whole new world. I can't believe that. But
yeah, I'll be honest with you. I never really heard of it. I only heard harpoon. You harpoon them, you bow hunt them. The whole 2x4. I believe Fishing and Wildlife uses that trick, so they don't have to kill them.
Oh, really? Okay. Huh.
I think if I'm correct, I think.
Well, damn, that's one hell of a story. I still don't know that I'm up for gator hunting anytime soon, but that's okay.
I really don't recommend it.
One hell of an experience, especially with bow. So tell us, as I mentioned, you have an entire clothing line, dedicated for fishing apparel. I mean, tell everybody listening a little bit more about that and kind of how you got started.
So my favorite town in the whole state is called Cedar Key, Florida. It is an hour west of Gainesville.
Okay.
Cedar Key is a small little town island. people say it's Key West 100 years ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's I think it's no more than 900 people in town. Very touristy. One school, quite a few restaurants, good people. They have a seafood festival, an art festival, a pirate festival.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. And you know, we started going. Since I used to live up there, it's my favorite place. So I started taking the kids, and the kids fell in love with it, and we started going, and there was a guy selling some fishing shirts, and you can tell they were not the best quality. You can tell that was different, but couldn't find a good fishing shirt for the kids.
Huh? Okay.
And anyway, we're home and we're doing homework, and he asks me again, what can I get one of those shirts? And I'm like, I don't know. And usually they're pretty expensive. So my background is art. I own, actually I've been in the business of tattooing and body piercing for 30 years.
Oh, really? Wow. Okay.
That has been my forte.
Gotcha.
And we were doing homework. I started designing stuff right there. We stopped doing homework.
There's more important things, obviously.
Yes, of course. So one thing led to another. We started talking about the name, and we all came up with the name. And next time I know, calling the accountant to let's register this. Next time I know, about a month and a half later, I bring shirts home, and my wife goes, "What the hell is this?" I go, "Oh, me and the kids did this."
Wow! Holy cow!
So one thing led to another, and I started designing more and more stuff for the kids, and more stuff, and I noticed people's reaction on the gear. We did a festival, and the owner, we did a festival, and not even 100 feet away, there was a well-known name with a tool booth. And I was like, well, I guess I'm just going to have fun today and make no money and go home, whatever.
Yeah. Low expectations.
Well, we did really, really good. Everybody was coming to our tent, and I was like, okay. We did another festival, and the owner goes, you can't say anything, but out of all the gears here, yours is the best. I go, I'm sorry, but thank you, but we don't have much. He's like, yeah, but yours is real. You made it yourself.
Wow.
You did it yourself. Your kids are here with you, and you can tell that it's personal. I'm like, yeah, it is, of course. So that gave me a boost, and I kept going and going and going. And of course, then we get the great pandemic. And the one festival I've been looking forward to do, it was Cedar Key, and we never got to do it because of that pandemic.
That's too bad.
They returned the money. They were really nice. So, we spent quite a few months just playing on social media, and like everybody else at home. Sure. My businesses were closed for 4 months.
Wow.
And as soon as everything got better, I restarted again. I already had contracts for the shirts, and I had to commit, and I did commit, and I'm glad I did. And I started again. In a matter of 6 months, our following has quadrupled, even more than quadrupled. Sales have been up and down. The economy is not the best right now, but that's why this is one of the reasons why we do not keep a high price on our gear, because we just like people to have it. It is the same dry fit material as every other shirt. And we're doing it every day, and we're having fun every day, and everywhere we go every day, and and here we are.
That's fantastic. No,
2021. Let's do this.
No, next year has to be better. It can't get any worse. That's for sure.
It really cannot get any worse. I actually know quite a few guys with gear. They actually have lost everything. They have gone down.
Wow.
It is sad. It is pretty sad.
No, that's unfortunate, but I think we might have a little light at the end of the tunnel here for this year going into the next. So hopefully you can get back and do that one single show you wanted to at Cedar Key. So I'm sure you're looking forward.
Hopefully. And this is why, believe it or not, man, we have sent a lot of promo packages to so many people just because we know that they can right now afford it. Mm-hmm. Even for Christmas, we have sent quite a few free gears to people.
Wow. That's
just,
awesome.
I don't know if it's karma goes around or not. I don't, whatever, but it feels good when you have the ability to help others.
Absolutely.
So
that's something I think we all have to keep in mind. I mean, the more generous we can all be, I mean, that the reality is the better our world, the entire world can be. The kindness and generosity is something I think is easily overlooked. So no, that's fantastic of you for doing
yeah. I just donated, I think it was like 40 shirts to a foundation that helps and teaches kids to go fishing.
Wow, that's awesome. That's fantastic.
And it's funny when I get the pictures of these little girls or little boys with a shirt on and fishing and whatever. Once in a while, I go, okay, who is these people? I really have no idea. And it's just they got it through that organization.
Wow,
that they're helping kids.
That's fantastic.
Families. So it is good.
No, that's great. Well, no, I'm glad you gave everybody the background. Hopefully, everybody who's listening in, go check out the store, check out all you have. There's some great designs. I love a lot of the stuff you have up there, so they're really nice. What I'd love to jump into, as we were talking before we jumped on here, is you have a lot of experience, obviously, in all kinds of water, whether it be fresh water, salt water. And I think would be valuable for a lot of folks who aren't on the coast, like me. I'm inland. There's a good chance not for quite a while I'm not going to make it to saltwater. But when I do, what are some things that somebody who is a freshwater fisherman would need to know before they go and dive into saltwater fishing? What are some things that you would definitely recommend?
Well, I am going to tell you a little story that just happened about 2 months ago.
Okay.
We took 3 days, and we went to the Keys. And there was a guy there. I believe he was from the major inland, like I think Nebraska, Iowa, down that way. There's no water nowhere near. Mm-hmm. And it was 5:30, 6 in the morning, and we are in the pier fishing. And he gets there, and we start talking, and he is so happy to be around salt water. And he's looking down, and he's like, "What is that?" And I'm like, "I think it was like a little snapper, or maybe a little grouper. I don't know." He goes, "I never seen saltwater fish before." Huh. And of course, everybody in the pier goes, "What?"
Yeah, absolutely.
So I go, "You want to borrow one of my fishing poles? I'll give you whatever you need to fish." He goes, No. I think my wife is bringing me some stuff that we bought last night before we got in." And I'm like, "Okay, well, whatever you need." And he's asking us whatever. And this is a funny story because he didn't know anything about saltwater fishing. Mm-hmm. He only had freshwater stuff.
Okay.
He threw whatever he had. I think my favorite fishing lure for freshwater is watermelon.
Yeah.
Has always worked for me. But that guy told me that one day something really funny. Whatever you throw in the water, sooner or later you're gonna catch something. So everybody was waiting to catch something nice, maybe a little tarpon or something, whatever, Yeah. Barracudas. Barracudas are everywhere here. Barracuda is pretty much a holy grail if you want to, And he stands behind. He throws his fishing rod. I go, "What are you using?" He goes, "I don't know." I'm like, "Okay." He goes, "I only brought freshwater stuff." I go, "Well, we have live bait." And man, that man started pulling, and he just got a barracuda.
Oh, really?
And we were all laughing because we were like, "Man, this goes to show you. It doesn't really matter where you come from. It doesn't really matter what are you using. It's just one of those things, It's just one of those things." But anyway, that was my freshwater to saltwater story that just happened. Pretty much, at the end of the day, if you enjoy fishing, you're going to enjoy it freshwater, saltwater fishing, no matter how you put it. Of course, frozen shrimp is, and all this other stuff, you can go, you use for, saltwater,
Sure.
A lot of guys use it, the nice big, long baits to do stuff and whatever. In reality, there's really no trick to it. In reality, it's a different fish. It's a different experience. There's bigger fish in salt water than a big old bass in a lake. Down here we have peacock bass. I don't know if you've seen those guys. Those guys they're gorgeous.
They are gorgeous, absolutely.
Yeah, they're gorgeous, and they'll give you an awesome fight. With guys, snakeheads and your carps and stuff, but at the end of the day, freshwater, saltwater fishing is just as fun.
Absolutely.
It could be more intense. There's really no trick. I myself have thought I was going to do freshwater fishing, and I didn't get to. And we end up in saltwater, and I had used my fishing rod, a little fishing rod, to catch whatever, just for the fun of it.
Gotcha.
Your line is going to break a lot more. You're going to lose a lot more hooks. But at the end of the day, you're having fun. In reality, there's really no trick at the end of the day. If you can fish in fresh water, you can fish in salt water. The line might be different. The bait might be different. At the end of the day, it's the same trick, pretty much. Gotcha. Patience and get up early and go have fun.
Patience and persistence, like everything else in fishing.
Hey man, it's like winning the lottery. You never know.
So obviously, from what you're saying, realistically the same principles obviously apply, because you're still fishing. You're still, a lot of everything kind of works. Is there some things that new people who have never saltwater fished will regret if they do, just starting out, whether that be a gear purchase, whether that be, not having the right know-how, or not investigating, maybe not knowing their species? What's something somebody could do if they're planning a trip to the coast and never been?
The only thing I can tell you, do not stick your hand in saltwater fish. Saltwater fish is not a bass.
Yeah.
Barracuda has very sharp teeth.
For sure.
Little snapper can bite pretty good.
Gotcha. No, that's a great tip. I mean that seems like common sense, but it's not something I would know.
A ladyfish has some pretty sharp teeth too. Actually, by the way, they're great for bait fish. But what the right gear it is, you are going to need a stronger line.
Mm-hmm.
I am one of those guys that from the old school that, pretty much whatever you can put a hook to, just go ahead and throw it.
Sure.
You don't have to be, and I'm not knocking anybody down, by the way. You don't have to be a pretty fisherman. If you can put a hook on it and you can throw it, you will eat. Gotcha. At the end of the day. Gotcha. Regrets is going to be not sticking your hand in saltwater fish.
Oh, yeah.
That's the first one. And I'm guilty because I've done it not thinking.
So have some grips for sure, at the very least.
Some stronger gear line, some stronger hooks.
Yep, gotcha.
Pretty much at the end of the day, like I said, the only regret it is don't stick your hand, and make sure you get some better gear, some stronger gear. Gotcha. Salt water will destroy more gear. You go fishing in salt water, and you're gonna have to clean your fishing rod, afterwards.
And try them out.
Yeah, sand gets in there. You forget next time you go fishing, and why is my reel not working?
Yeah.
Why is this thing not? Why is my line not going across? So, and I've been guilty. We all been guilty of all the stuff. I mean, it has happened. Really, those are the simplest route, the same guidelines. Just get some good, stronger gear.
Gotcha. Okay.
Salt water will destroy more things.
Absolutely.
You know, and there's bigger fish in salt water. That's what I can say. There's bigger fish.
Do you think for a first timer, somebody like me who's never been fishing out on the coast, do you think somebody in my position it would be valuable for them to go out first with a guide, try and figure out the lay of the land, maybe understand a little bit more about the dynamics of saltwater fishing and, out there on a boat? Do you think that's valuable to somebody?
Yeah, it is 100%. Where are you going? Type of water you're in.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of fish is in those barriers, those coral reef barriers. You also want to know that too.
Sure.
It's always good to go with someone that has knowledge that can tell you,
For sure.
We're going to go with some deep waters. So get ready. If you get a big, massive grouper,
I think that's the golden rule of fishing. You always go with somebody who knows more.
Yeah. Well, you'll be surprised how many people don't listen. But definitely it's good to go with someone that knows a little bit more and the kind of waters you're going in. Fresh water, it's the same. Depends where you're going, what kind of fish. A creek. I'll be honest, I've never done any ice fishing, and I have been dying to learn.
Oh yeah, sure.
I've been in Nebraska a lot, and I saw a bunch of guys traveling through it, ice fishing. I'm not going to walk on ice just because I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And that's a big golden rule when you're going ice fishing. You have to know your ice. So in salt water, it's just where you're going. The ocean is pretty big.
Definitely.
There's a lot of different areas, and like the mangroves, fishing there is pretty fun. Water's not deep. You don't use the same stuff, and you're more patient when you're fishing out in the ocean. But it's always good to go with someone, like you said, with a little knowledge, to help you out,
Sure.
To learn.
Absolutely.
And the same goes if you're from salt water and you go through fresh water. When I first left Miami and I went to Gainesville, to Hawthorne, living on a lake, first thing I asked my neighbor, "Can you show me how to fish over here?" He goes, "What do you mean?" I go, "What do I need to do in these waters that I'm not used to?"
Yeah. Yep. For sure.
And he's like, "Watermelon, throw it in there, you'll see." And I went, I bought some watermelon bait, and I did it, and got in behold, and just like in fresh water, if let's say you're fishing here today, and this bait is working, and you're like rocking that day, you're like, "Yeah, I got them all." Doesn't mean that next day is going to work too. Next day you might need something else, and just because it worked in that corner, it ain't going to work in this corner. Well, salt water too. You're fishing here, and you're not getting anything. You change your stuff, and God in behold, you'll get different stuff.
No, you're right. No, it's okay. So, the mystery of saltwater versus freshwater isn't so mysterious for me anymore. It's a lot of the same. So,
it's common sense. It's common sense. If you have knowledge in this, you will. Okay, well, let me.
It translates.
How do I apply this here?
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah,
okay.
No matter how you put it, you're gonna have fun.
No, you have to. That's what we talk about that on this show all the time. Is that there's no point in going fishing if you're not gonna have a good time.
Even if you don't catch anything,
for sure,
you have fun. Even if your line gets broken and your fish is coming up and you lose it, you're having fun.
For sure. If you're not having fun, you're either doing it wrong or you ought to stop. Period.
Fishing is not for crying. I can tell you that right now. And it's therapy, but it's not for crying.
I hear you. Yeah. I agree. Oh, I agree. No, this was awesome, Noel. Thank you so much for coming on. This has been a blast. I definitely had some laughs. I hope everybody who listens in had as good of a time as I did and laughed at all your stories. So you definitely entertained me for the last half an hour. Sure.
Oh, it was really, really my pleasure. This is my first talk interview over Zoom.
Yeah, no, for sure. And we finally got it to work, so that's what counts.
Yeah, I've done a lot of TV shows, but I never done social media like this.
Nice. Well, tell everybody where they can find you, where they can check you out, and again, just so when they listen in, they can go and get you online.
Facebook or Instagram or the web page is all Dead Fish Hook. We have from women stuff, we have kids stuff. We are working on a gear for little kids, for toddlers.
Gotcha.
We have been getting a big request for little kid stuff, little toddler stuff. So we just have a new Instagram. It's called DFH Gear, Dead Fish Gear, but just the initials. It's in the works right now. I just sent some gear to a girl in South Africa. Some promo tie stuff for women.
Gotcha.
She just put it online 3 days ago, and I just told her, this is just for you to see. What do you think? Well, she put it online, and we have gotten so many hits.
Wow.
People looking for it.
That's
but
awesome.
It's going to be, but it's for next spring, a women's new gear, that kind of stuff. But yeah, just, we always have specials. We would do free shipping always.
Nice. Okay.
We always send in our packages. We always give at least 10 different stickers.
Gotcha.
Coffee tumbler, water bottle. We always throw buffs. We always give away free buffs for everyone.
Nice. Okay.
For everyone. Yeah.
No, anybody listening there, it seems like getting an order in with Dead Fish Hook is a great value, and you get all kinds of free goodies from Noel.
And I personal pack everything myself, and I personal talk to everyone in social media, and so it's always going to be a personal relationship to me.
Sure. No, and that's what matters for sure. That's I think you'll continue to be successful like you have been. So barring one crappy year, but other than that, it'll.
No. I think we have learned a lot about ourselves.
Yes, 100%.
I don't know where you are, but down here in the middle of the pandemic, you couldn't go fishing. You couldn't go. Really? You couldn't take your boat out unless you live on the water.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, the marinas got closed, I think, for 2 or 3 weeks.
Okay.
So no one could take their boats. There was really Key West was shut down. You couldn't go in Key West. So it was pretty tough. But at the end of the day, hopefully we're getting back to the normal.
Yeah, for sure. Well, thank you again for coming on. We're gonna go ahead and call this one the end before my side starts to hurt and my face gets all tight from laughing here. So, but guys, go check out Noel. Go check out Dead Fish Hook. As you can tell, Noel's wearing one of the shirts there. It looks awesome on camera. I'm loving the yellow pattern. It's fantastic. So by all means, go check them out, and I'm sure you'll be surprised. So thanks again for coming on, my man.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. My pleasure.
Guys. Talk to you next time.
All right.